They say film everything, right? Well, I wasn't planning on this. I used the Go Treads as a lift, and you can see it basically has melted into the ground. I'm trying to use hot coffee to loosen it. Oh, maybe it did it. Honestly, to me though, that's a waste of coffee. I probably destroyed my axe head trying to get it out. Bug out of this place. You ready, Stink? Little shaky girl? So, yeah, 3 days of with the no diesel heater in like 0 to 5 degrees at night. Keeping the wood stove going till 3 a.m. in the morning so I could keep the heat in there as much as possible. Time to go into town, get some diesel. So we're just heading down this nice little road. Made it a little bit smoother with the snow, which is kind of nice. This is right at the big Wolf Creek turn. Hey! Sunraider. Looks like it's ready to go. Pretty epic spot. So what I've noticed, this is a pretty rough road here. So it's towards my old place and I don't really care for it. And I found that unhooking my sway bar disconnect helps a lot on this particular road. Don't know why that is, but it does. Don't go over there by the road. Here's how we do it. We just get this guy to go up inside there. And presto changeo, we've got our disconnect. Stay here, Lily. Good girl. Where's my other... Follow my sleeve? I don't see it. Oh, it's in my hand. Alright. So there's that. And then I have a pin on top. That pin comes off. And now my disconnect is done. And I just made this myself. Couldn't find one the right size. And I wanted it to work with my Hellwig sway bar that I modified. All set. Where at though? Okay, come on, Stinker. You a potty? Huh? Hope so. 90. Up you go. Hey guys, so I'm at back in Arizona, of course, and I'm at my buddy Bill's place where I come. I've got a storage here at his place, and I'll take care of a few things. But it's been super cold. It snowed the first night, and it was about 10 degrees outside, and the diesel heater quit working. Man, it sucked. It got really cold in here. It got about 32 degrees inside here, but nothing froze, so that's a good thing. It is time to tear the thing apart, and that's what I'm going to show you. And this usually has to happen about once a year, taking the diesel heater apart. I'm just glad it happened here where I've got all my tools if I need anything extra. But yeah, so we're going to show you that, show you what it takes to tear one of these things apart. What usually happens is it builds up, so it takes a lot more power and a lot more energy to work properly, and I think that's what's happened. It's trying to start, but it can't. So we're going to take it apart, and that little guy is right underneath here. So we're going to get in there and show you what's going on. So here's where my heater's at. So one of the things you really want to do, and you can see, man, this thing got just a lot of dirt and dust in here. Yep. So definitely ready for a good cleaning. One of the main things you do, or I tell people now, I didn't do it as well, when you put these in, is make sure you've got good access to it. If it's a pain in the butt, if you've got to tear seats apart and all this kind of stuff to get to your diesel heater, you're going to have to plan on doing that once a year. So right here, plug's nice and easy to do. Got the fuse, of course, undone first. So fuse removed, plug undone, screws out, will go underneath as soon as it warms up a little bit more outside. It's still freezing cold. Remove the exhaust and the air inlet, and once we do all that, then the whole thing can come out. All right. One of the other things you want to make sure you always have is a good flashlight, and the guys at Trustfire sent me this MC3 kind of tactical, well, not really a tactical, but MC3 light. It's got a very cool magnetic charging thing. It's got a magnet on the back here. This is what I really like about flashlights like this, is being able to take this, if this were a metal surface, and do that. So I've used this like when I've worked on my car before. But check out these power buttons. I love this. So as soon as you turn it on, this is okay, let me go to the first one because I really like the first one. This is moonlight. I mean, it is so nice at night. It'll last something like 11 hours under that particular one. I use that one a lot. Then it goes to the next one, and you see how bright that is. And then that one. This one is so bright at night, but I mean, always good. And then that's the last one. This one gets hot. I mean, you warm your hands for this if you had to, but pretty impressive. And then once you turn it back on or back off, it goes right back to whatever setting you had it before. So if I have it on that one, turn it off, turn it back on, I'm right back at that same setting. That's the emergency one. This is a great little Trustfire light. This is the MC3, the one I went with. It's got a nice tactile feel, and it's got a nice clip here. They is not sponsored. They did send it to me to check out. I've been checking it out for about a month now, and I am very impressed with it. I really like it a lot. So if you want to pick one up, I definitely do have a link for it. Thanks, Trustfire. This has been sweet. So you can see everything's ready to come out. Mine is going straight down. I did have it over here and ran all the way over there. And what I found out is you're kind of supposed to run these
straight down, because they'll build condensation if you don't, and they'll also it'll make them a lot more difficult to breathe. Like, I was getting a lot of white smoke coming out of there until I did this, and now I don't get as much white smoke. I have my breather sitting over here, so once these two are loosened, everything will go up here. Of course, this has to be done at the, oh, is that leaking? You know what? That might be leaking. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, hold on a minute. Time to clean you anyway, but we're gonna make sure and see if that was leaking. Might have a bad hose. Okay. When you put this in, is to leave yourself enough room for your fuel inlet, so that you can pull it up inside the coach and unscrew all those from the bottom, which we'll do in a minute. Otherwise, you've got to undo all of this from this side and pull it all up with you, and that's really kind of a pain in the butt. So it's better if you can pull this up, get everything undone from the inside, so that it just comes down here. You being a good helper? Huh? Yeah, always. All right, now we'll go inside. You guys can see this. And so here's what we do. Now, pull this guy up. Oh wow, our fuel line came right off. So it was definitely leaking. Wow, what a trip. All right. So our fuel line was leaking, and that could be why it didn't start, because it wasn't getting the right amount of fuel. That's very possible, but it has been a year, so we are going to tear this apart and clean it. What's going on here is this guy here, if the fuel, you get in there, this guy here was leaking, and that's why there's fuel. You can basically this is from fuel, the mix of moisture basically. So yeah, so that guy was leaking a little bit, so this might not be as bad as I think it is, but like I said, it's been a year. We're going to be on the road again, so let's make sure that we get it clean. This is your plate. There are different kinds of plates that can be used on these. And you have these guys. Oh, bugger. Really? I don't know why that did that. Kind of sucked. Bummer. Yeah, I'll pop that right off. Okay, and this is your main body. This guy right here, this is your main burner right here. Now what transpires here is you've got this guy. So this just pulls out of here like so. And then this whole piece comes out from here. So show you that goes. Alright. There's your fuel inlet here. It comes up and goes in here. Your glow plug is here. This is your main body here. This unhooks here. There's a, I believe that is where your sensor is, right there, if I remember correctly. So, take apart right here. We take these four off of here. That allows us to get into the burn chamber, which is what usually needs to be cleaned. So, So this one has to be unhooked there, and the best bet is to unhook this one also. Just be very careful on these. There we go. And then this one. So that is your controller. That all on this is you don't want to break the seal. There is a paper seal inside of here, so you want to be very careful in between these so that you don't have to replace that seal. There's your pump and your fan. Okay, so, oh yeah, okay. So, there, you've got your glow plug, you've got your fuel inlet, and then you've got this guy. This is what we've got to pull out. This is our burn chamber, and then we can get inside there and clean it all. They sell a special wrench that goes in here this way to pull the glow plug out. It's a 12. It's a 12. Okay, there we go. So we got that loose. Here's your glow plug right there. And that looks good. Okey-doke. So, you see how that kind of comes out with that. And this is your chamber. So now this is nowhere near as dirty as it was last year when it quit. So I've got a feeling the issue this was not working was because of the fuel issue leaking. But we've got it apart, so we will get it all cleaned up. And for this, you just have to get some wire brushes and I believe it's carburetor cleaner. And it makes a big mess. So basically that means I have to be really careful when I clean this that I don't damage that gasket. That's a bummer. Well, here's what it is. This gasket is the one you're really concerned about, and unfortunately last time it came right off, this time it's not. It's got a little bit of a lip there and it's not coming off that lip, so we're just going to clean the inside of it. It may loosen it to where it comes out, but you don't want to destroy this gasket unless you've got an extra one, and I would suggest ordering one of these and having one. I do not. I don't think. I look at my parts, I might, but I don't think I do. The other thing is where's it at? Oh, here it is. When you do the glow plug here, there's a screen in there that you need to pull out and take a look at and see if it's okay, because it usually needs to be replaced or cleaned. And it is difficult to take out. I have this tool specifically for this. That's why I brought it. And you got to make sure this breather is clean, and it is very clean. There we go. Okay, so that's your screen right there. So you want to get that clean too, and be very careful with it.
Well, as I put these things away, in a nutshell, my whole issue was a leaking hose. Always check your hoses first. You never know, you might just save yourself all this trouble. See you next time.